just want to apologize to Mike's mom and Josh's mom and my mom. And I'm sorry to everyone. I was very naive.
What makes horror films scary? To a lot of people, horror movies are a source of escapism, like most other film genres. But horror provides a different kind of escape, one into a place of danger instead of one filled with comedy, romance, or adventure. We get a thrill over witnessing terrible events from a safe distance. But what is it about horror films that really gets to the audience, makes them keep their lights on at night and check behind the shower curtains? To many people, myself included, is when a film has an aspect of realism. When a movie has its logic set in reality and makes its characters react in believable ways, we as an audience can easily picture ourselves in the characters' shoes. This makes the events that unfold all the more frightening. One framing device used in horror that best captures this feeling is found footage. Beginning in the 2000s, found footage saw widespread use, becoming an extremely popular method for directors to add a layer of believability to their films. Due to the oversaturation of the technique during this period, found footage picked up a sort of negative connotation. This is understandable. Due to the generally low cost of producing a film with this technique, lower quality found footage films in this era were shaky messes, using the framing device to cover up production quality or as a lazy way to add believability to an otherwise silly plot. I believe found footage is a valuable part of the horror community and has a bright future. In this video, I'd like to take a look at found footage's role in horror films as a whole, its origins, its rise to popularity, innovations that have been made over the years, as well as some insights on why the device is so effective.
This is J.J. Burden, New York City. The responsibility of putting together this material is fully mine. I did it as honestly as I could.
Found footage has been used in films for decades. The first film to use the device is widely considered to be The Connection, released in 1961. It follows a documentarian recording a group of heroin junkies waiting for their drug fix. While not a horror movie, The Connection lays the groundwork for future films that use the device, as well as introducing popular tropes seen in future films, such as missing protagonists. The first true example of a horror film utilizing found footage is the 1980 film Cannibal Holocaust. The narrative follows an anthropologist and broadcast executives reviewing recovered footage of a film crew's attempt to document Amazonian cannibal tribes. The film was extremely controversial upon release, in large part due to the realistic effects present in the death scenes, as well along as the realism added with the framing device. The killings of 7 actual animals in the film have also been viewed in a negative light, even to this day. With the exception of Cannibal Holocaust, found footage was often viewed as just one of the many lesser-known types of horror movies being produced. On July 14th, 1999, an independent film with a budget of only $200,000 was released to theaters and changed the horror landscape forever.
What?
All sorts of stuff down here!
What kind of stuff?
Voodoo shit!
What?
Voodoo stuff is hanging all over! Look around!
No way.
They're all over the place.
Holy shit. Come up here quick! I need to use the CP!
Yo, there's all sorts of shit up here, man.
This is fucking crazy shit.
The Blair Witch Project has become one of the most iconic horror movies ever released and brought found footage to the public's attention as an innovative and creative way of storytelling. The narrative follows 3 student filmmakers as they journey to the town of Burkittsville, Maryland, to investigate the local legend of the Blair Witch. The students document as they get increasingly lost in the nearby woods, bicker at each other, and experience unexplained events at night. Much like Cannibal Holocaust, the use of found footage as a framing device proved effective enough to make the film seem very real. Many audience members believed the actors had truly gone missing, helped by missing persons flyers passed out at the original Sundance Film Festival premiere, and their status on IMDb changed to missing, presumed dead. Following the release of the Blair Witch Project, found footage was much more widely used by directors looking to capture some of the magic released from the project. The next film to achieve widespread acclaim was Paranormal Activity in 2007. This film, about a husband looking to document strange happenings at their home at night, gained a level of virality thanks to the marketing campaign wherein people could vote on where to next release the movie into theaters. In 2008, Cloverfield was released after a successful marketing campaign and a large budget, showing that even when changing how much money is put behind a film of this nature, it can still be successful with an engaging enough script. Found footage is unique in that it provides the viewer the ability to put themselves in the narrative directly through the camera itself. The camera is described in this context as diegetic, functioning as the narrator of the story rather than simply capturing the narrator of the story. Instead of watching the events of the film unfold from a safe distance, audience members view the film from the same point of view as the characters. While this is effective in making viewers front and center in the action, it also helps to establish a strong connection with the characters, particularly the camera operator. As Peter Turner, author of Found Footage in Horror Films, explains, the camera operating characters are aware that someone is watching, and the viewer can imagine that the character is communicating with him or her from within the fiction. This communication and engagement can lead to greater empathy with the diegetic camera operator. It is common for found footage films to put the audience in a specific mindset before the narrative even begins. Turner states, diegetic camera films often put the audience on emotional alert with their stylistic cues from the early scenes. Putting the viewer on emotional alert begins with the choice of words in the opening text. The opening text introduces the mood. The viewer anticipates the disappearance, murder, or sighting that is suggested in the text. The opening scenes then focus on creating not only the anticipatory mood, but more prominently, the reality mood. This is promoted through the nested cues that create mediated realism. In other words, the film can get the viewers ready for future emotional beats in the narrative by setting the table for what they can expect to occur. As viewers watch the film, we are only given a view of the narrative's events through the eye of the camera, so we are forced to believe that what the camera is seeing is real. From Turner, the diegetic camera forces us to imagine the operator in off-screen space behind the camera and to imagine their experience as they film in challenging circumstances. This means that the schema of subjective realism is in play when watching these films. In this framework, the spectator is encouraged to imagine that the real enunciator is the camera operator and that the footage offers a realistically subjective experience. As Turner explains, found footage provides a real sense of realism through the camera's ability to link the viewer with the camera operator, the ability to prime viewers on the tone of the film, and forcing the viewers to consider the film's POV as a trustworthy source of reality. But filmmakers have deployed other tactics over the years to draw audiences into the narrative even further. The Blair Witch Project is considered the first film to use the internet as a large portion of its marketing. In June of 1998, a website was published for the film, showcasing photographs of the reported missing students' equipment, along with a timeline of Blair Witch-related events. Several interviews with law enforcement and related authorities, as well as scans of Heather's journal. This website helped draw a lot of attention for the upcoming film, as well as add a layer of believability to the mythos being created. This kind of online viral marketing would be recreated with several films throughout the 2000s. Cloverfield being a notable example. Multiple websites featuring puzzles were released, giving fans clues to the plot of the movie. In more recent years, found footage has found a home on a new platform, right here on YouTube. On June 20th, 2009, 10 days after the Slender Man mythos was created on the Something Awful forums, the first entry to the web series Marble Hornets was posted. Marble Hornets follows student filmmaker Jay as he sorts and uploads footage from missing colleague Alex Crayley's student film in an effort to find him. The series has a total of 87 entries, the last being posted on June 20th, 2014. Other than being in a serial format, Marble Hornets differs from standard found footage films in that it shares several elements with an alternate reality game, or ARG. ARGs are interactive narratives that use the real world as a platform to tell the story, often using multiple forms of media in tandem with each other. The character Jay had an account on Twitter where he would tweet his progress with the footage, as well as interact and take advice from viewers who would reply. In addition, there is a second YouTube channel called To the Ark, run by an antagonistic force, often posting videos in response to the entries on the main Marble Hornets channel. Marble Hornets, to me, truly captured what I like about found footage. The manner of distribution, as well as the interactive elements, really sold the idea that what was being shown was real. After the initial popularity of Marble Hornets, a few other series appeared on YouTube. These series, EverymanHYBRID and TribeTwelve, also had ARG elements, with EverymanHYBRID even containing files including a custom map from Minecraft with plot elements available to be downloaded. Found footage has evolved a great deal since its initial debut in the 20th century. I feel it has become a framework that can greatly boost a film's believability when executed correctly. Despite the amount of low-quality entries into this category of horror films, I believe found footage is here to stay, and the horror community is better for it. Thank you so much for watching.